Yay, awesome. We're live. Okay. Thank you guys for tuning in. Today's topic is actually not dealing with my mom and not well, I won't say that it's not just it's not dealing with mental illness. It's kind of not, but in my situation it's leaning towards it has a play in it. Okay. So, um I went, if you guys see my nails, I think they're so cute. So I was calling. I've been spending a lot of time by myself, and I told you guys how I was doing the keto diet, how I had the flu or whatever. So yesterday was, I think, day 7. So I was resetting my body. Some people do 14 days, 21 days. Some people keep doing for a good minute, and then or months, and then they stop, and then they reset their body and they do it again. Well, my plan was, it was a carnival coming up and I really wanted to eat some carbs. Well, you can still eat carbs, but I really wanted to chow down. I knew it was going to be a lot of sugar and things like that, even though I was really happy of my brokenness of getting that sugar addiction broken. I could definitely feel the difference, but I still wanted to go to I wanted to go out there and I wanted to not really experience the rides, but just experience people being out. And I wanted to eat funnel cakes. I wanted to eat elephant ears. I wanted to enjoy the time there. So, yeah, that's what I tried to do. Um, so I ended up talking to one of the people that I knew, like I've been giving her distance, but she's really good at that arena. So I was like, I had to pray on it. But she was kind of busy, and I was like, okay, well maybe that's God just working things out. So I went and started doing my errands for the day so I can go, because I was like, I'm gonna go by myself anyway if no one else shows up. So where did I go? I went and got some, because I was getting cornstarch. I was getting cornstarch, yeah. So I went and got cornstarch. I started talking to my friend, my other friend. He was talking about coming over later, so we can go and eat. And then I got a call from a former friend that I had, and this person was a coworker that I had, and we just had a bond. I remember God was telling me to separate from this person, and it was kind of hard for me because I did not listen. Should have listened, okay? Because later down on in the line, it really wasn't her that God was preventing me from. Because I was like, oh, she's a sweet person. She's very nice. She was very kind of soft, like I was, especially around her age, because we have an age difference. But God was just telling me, like, just stay away from her. So lo and behold, she ended up getting involved with this person who was really cool, but at the same time, they were kind of off to me. And like the lifestyle patterns, as far as just the cleanliness, all that, it was just different. And yeah, it was just weird, y'all. It was beyond weird. If I can tell y'all, I was just weird beyond measure. So God had me to like just stay away from them for a minute. And I remember I was talking to them because they was talking to, I don't know how they brought up church, but y'all, let me tell y'all, which is always bringing up church. They always bringing it up, okay? Always. When I say always, always. If they're going to talk about something negative about it, they about to bring it up. If they're going to talk about something, I'm telling you, you could be talking about dogs. They are going to bring it up. They're not going to, and it's not going to be like, oh, God is good or something really short. It's going to be something that's going to try to get you to tempt you into a conversation. So I've learned just to be very careful when people speak, and talk about church or they talk about God out here. So anyhow, I remember, gosh, got snags on my shirt. Okay, let's not do that then. Let's leave that alone. Okay, nylon. So anyhow, I remember we were talking, and she brought up the whole thing with church and why they don't go. she doesn't go to church because people are wicked out here and they do crazy stuff. And I'm like, yeah. And I was telling her partially about the experience that I had when I got here. And she was talking about how she decided to go to this one church and blah, blah, this. And I'm sitting here like, I don't know how I could. This was based off of how I felt, but I could not explain how I knew. Like, that's how I know it's the Holy Spirit, like, leading me. Like, how can you say you went to this church and you don't really stand for God? That's all I could, or you don't believe in God. That's all I can remember. And she never told me that she didn't believe in God. She didn't say, but the conversation on the outside sounded like it. So I'm sitting there like, okay. And I didn't think of it and kept going. So I remember we were sitting out at her house, and we're over there just chilling. We had these these little cocktails, those little margarita cocktails. So we're sitting there, we're chilling, we're in the garage, and she starts to smoke. She starts to talk about church, but she starts talking about her neighbor, how her neighbor was this witch and blah, blah, this. And I'm like, oh, snap. Like, it's time for me to go and blah, blah, this. And we started getting the conversation, and she started talking about, I don't know why she was talking about it. I got really quiet. I don't know why I got really quiet, but I got quiet and I looked at her door. And on the door, it was like the emblem with the little star. So, and most people try to say that's the Star of David. That is a star of denial, of lies. Okay. But anyhow, I didn't even trip off of that, because I got a cousin that's really into Wicca. I really do. I really do. And I stay away from him too, because his life is too wild. But anyhow, yeah. So I saw that, and I don't know why. I just got really quiet and I was just staring at it. So while we all sitting there sipping, I'm like, okay, it's time for me to go. I just stopped drinking right then and I just left and I went home. They was like, oh, you're not coming back? I'm like, no. And I remember how much I had my peace when I left. And I'm sitting here like, we was just all lounging. Like, usually you don't even feel like that when you're amongst people when you're relaxing and doing stuff. I felt uneasy. It was uneasy, comfortableness. Like everybody was laying out. It was just, but it was weird. Like, something inside of me did not sit well with that. And I was just like, mm-mm. So I got up and I left. So it was like about a week or two. I just kept praying to God, like, God, show me what is it with this girl? Like, what's going on? And I remember God was telling me, I told you to like stop talking to her, talking to my friend. And I was like, dang, but it wasn't my friend. It was the person that she was connected to. So I remember Kevin L.A. Ewing said something about connections, who you're associated with. And I know that to be a fact because, yes, a lot of the things you can get, promotions, demotions, are who you are connected to. So just how you get elevated that way is the same way you can get brought down. So I'm sitting here like, dang, man, that's kind of messed up. Like, it just seemed like she could be, okay if she just follow God. Like, she got so many hurts and stuff and she's going the wrong way, going the opposite way just because of some minimum hurts. So anyhow, not listening. So I go back like 2 weeks later or something. They invite me over. I had missed the day of that they invited me over. So I went the next day because they was like, dang, that's messed up. So I remember that no, I had this dream, y'all. The dream was so real. I'll take that back. Because the day that I missed, something happened where I had to stay at home. Because I was trying to avoid it, but at the same time, I was like, God, if it's not of you, let me stay at home. So, but I was still kind of avoiding because something just didn't sit right. So as I'm at home, something happened, but I literally just went into a fasting and praying breakout. And then I remembered that night, it felt like my whole body, like I was chilling at this girl's house, and they were feeding me this punch. I will never forget that. The punch was like, it did not look like blood, but it had to be some kind of bodily fluid, but it was orange. It wasn't like plasma, like yellow orange. It was like an orange, like a Halloween orange, but it got a little bit darker. So, and it was like teeth. It was a lot of teeth, y'all. It was weird, but they was trying to get me to drink it, and I was like, they were literally like, I could not stop myself from drinking this thing, and they were sitting there cracking up, and my stomach was getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And I remember that my teeth was in my mouth, and my teeth, they were whiter. They were whiter than my teeth, how they are now. They were like in perfect, impeccable shape. They wasn't veneers or anything. They were my teeth. As I was drinking this, it had different kind of teeth. They had old teeth that was rotten, new teeth, baby teeth. Oh, they were trying to get me to force to drink it. And as I was drinking the fluid, I could not drink the teeth. Somehow I was like, I'm not swallowing their teeth. I'm not taking the teeth. Like, put the teeth out. And I was like, God, what is this? Like, I don't want this. What is this? And I got up, but I remember that scene like it was none other. After that, I had a horrible time praying. But I remember the next day after that dream, I went to her house, and I remember seeing the emblem that she had on there, that little her necklace was gone. So I don't know why she started talking about forgot what she was talking about. I forgot what we was talking about before, but she ended up started talking about witchcraft and witches and stuff like that. And she started talking about how she speaks to the spirits and how she does all this stuff. And I'm like, okay. So at this point, I'm like, I'm not going to run. I'm just going to let you know that I'm not with it. I'm not with it. So I just told him, I'm not with that. I'm cool. I'm good. So I get up and go. I'm like, God, please keep me away from them, blah, blah, this. Okay. But that whole week, I remember that whole week, I was literally having dreams of battles. Like, when I say battles, I had a dream of a group of girls trying to jump me. After that, after leaving her house, after having that dream, the first dream, going to that house in the basement. I mean, not the basement, the garage. The next day I had one where it was this guy trying to have sex with me. He literally raped me. It was weird. And I literally had to pray for that. Now I knew that. Then it got to the point where there were every night it was dreams. So I was like, God, please take this away from me. Please keep them away from me. Keep them far away from me, God. Like, send the Holy Spirit to cover me. Because a lot of those people really think that they're doing good. But a lot of those people, they're still wicked, whether they think that they're doing good or not. Any way that is going to God other than through the Son is a thief and a robber. You're trying to do this, trying to get this another way. Like, it's already given to you to have that insight, and you're trying to go another way. So, anywho, I mean, every single night, I would have not dreams, like nightmares, but I literally, at this point, I'm able to battle somehow, because I used to be able, like, I'll feel like I'm drowning. I'll get deep down in the water or something. They're trying to take me out, and I'll have to call on Jesus to get up. This time, things are getting a little bit different. They're getting a little bit different because somehow I'm able to go find out what's going on. I can see more what's going on. I can fight more. I remember that dream. The last dream that was after that, it was one where it was like a whole bunch of girls, but they tried to set me up. And I don't have that so many times. They tried to set me up to go a far place that I didn't know, which was all the way on the south side of the town that I live on now. And if anyone knows the south side of our town, especially southeast, that's the roughest town, the roughest part of our city, even though the city is not rough at all. I mean, they do got some ratchet kind of people, but it's not rough. It's not like a Chicago, a Gary, a Detroit, Compton. It's nothing, nothing, nothing compared. No, nowhere near. That would be suburbia. Even the hood would be suburbia. But anyhow, as I'm out there, it still was rougher than where I'm at now, So as I'm out there, I'm around a whole bunch of different girls. The two girls it was one that was instigating that I knew, but the other one that was fighting me kind of knew me very well. But how she looked, I did not know her. So as she's coming after me, I'm telling her that I don't want to fight her. I don't want to fight her. I have nothing against her. If you don't like me, that's fine. I remember that dream. Um, After that, the girl just tried to attack me. Now I was handicapped, meaning that I had like my arm, and I think that was saying that I was spiritually weakened because I had to, someone's I had allowed something to come in that I thought was going to help me or to be at peace with something that it really something that I thought that wasn't dangerous was, and it somehow mutilated and hurt me. So my arm, this arm is kind of like it's not in a sling, but it's holding like this. It's like this. And I was walking like this. But I'm telling her I did not want to fight her. Now, with me, when I used to like do judo and stuff, because I used to do it with my cousins, and we used to have to go to this instructor and all this other stuff when I was younger because there was some anger issues, a lot of stuff. Even though I use my right hand, I am naturally left-handed. So, with that being said, like if I get into any kind of combat or something, reflex, if I'm doing, using reflectional wise, if somebody flinch, it's gonna automatically usually use this hand. So I was like, what the heck? So anyhow, as the girl's trying to fight me, I'm like telling her I don't want to fight her. I'm walking away. I'm kind of like limping away, but we had never gotten into a fight, so I know it wasn't her that, by her attacking me that way. So the girl, like, and a whole bunch of other people that was around, they was all planning on jumping me. So what happened was the girl tried to fight me, and when she did, I ended up knocking her on the ground and almost taking her out. But I did it. I beat her really kind of bad, but then I pulled her up, and she tried to be my friend again afterwards. And they were all running, but they were all trying to be my friend afterwards. And I was just like, y'all, it doesn't matter. This doesn't make sense. And I didn't understand it. I'm like, why would I still want to be friends? Because I still walked in them and I was telling them we should all be doing this, working together. And I got up and I'm sitting here like that dream didn't make sense to me, because why the heck would I still want to be friends with someone who is evil, who just tried to take me out? Didn't put it together. So after that, I just knew whatever I was going through, because I was in connection. And then because when you talk to other people, you have to be very careful in this arena when you're dealing with helping others and things like that, because you're dealing with different people just all together. You don't know what they're connected to, what they're trying to put on you, what intentions they have for you. So I'm literally like praying like, okay, let me just cut off the people that don't need to be in my life right now. Asking God just lead and guide me and direct me away, which gave me some leeway away from them, and I hadn't talked to them in like a good minute. Even if I tried to reach out to the one person that I was talking about, which I considered at first was a friend, I wasn't even able to contact her. So I was like, that's God working. So fast forward, yesterday, like I was telling you guys, I went over there to this girl's house because she wanted me to get she wanted to go get her nails done, and she was just like, oh, well, blah blah this, and I'm sitting here now. I didn't even think about the reason why I disconnected that relationship, because it's out of the blue. And I didn't even think about that. I actually had that number blocked on my phone. If y'all have, sometimes that is witchcraft being used on you anyway. Sometimes they will do a lot of things. It's a lot of things that I could tell you. And I know a lot of people are not ready to hear it. They don't want to hear it. Some people know. Some people know, but whatever. So, but sometimes they can use things to really get at you. That's why you have to be adamant at praying and sealing your house and keeping your things clean, because you'll have things missing, and you thinking that you just going out of your mind. You thinking that no, and it's intentional. this stuff is intentional because they doing spells and spell binding and not understanding when, especially the ones who try to act like they doing, good magic or what they call white magic, which all is bad because you are putting yourself as God, which you are not. What they'll do is try to change what they're doing is changing the destiny of your life, and or try to make you feel, not even that, they're trying to change the destiny of your life, but they'll do it by seemingly crazy things. You thinking that you're missing something, you got something in one spot and it's misplaced, and it just craziness. And you would think that it's the person that you living with, when in reality it's somebody that you done went outside and connected onto. I've had this happen in my life, and it would destroy your whole relationship. You wondering why you really care for one person, and you just going totally nuts when you're not around them. It's because they doing all this crazy stuff. They trying to isolate, or if somebody, and this is one thing that I noticed with this individual, the person that I was cool with, which was the person that I considered my friend, she had a really we had a real close bond, but she really sometimes had like this high esteem for me. Like she thought of me as like a big sister kind of thing, or like a mentor, which I really appreciated that, and but I did see that her significant other did not like that at all. So and on top of that, this girl is probably one of the people who kind of lean on other people, and I have that sometimes with myself, and God had to work on me with that. So yeah. 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 Look, that's all I can say with that. Indeed. Yeah, she didn't like it. But anywho, as we go and I go in because she wanted to get her nails done. She was like, "Oh, well, we're gonna get our nails together." I forgot it was your birthday because my birthday was, a couple of weeks ago. And she's like, "I wanted to get your nails done." And I was like, "Oh, that's sweet. Like, you don't have to." She was like, "No, that's our thing," which it is our thing. Like, we literally used to go like every week. One week, your week, the next week, I pay. The next week, she pays. The next week, I pay. So, no biggie. So I'm like, okay. I'm like, my nails do need to get done. I was going to do it myself. Usually I try, if I don't go to the nail shop, I'll just do it myself. I did it for myself for a whole year. But I've been doing a lot of projects, which I don't have the time to do. The things that I was doing to save money that way. So, anywho, yeah. So we go and we get our nails done before, but was it before that? Yeah, we go and get our nails done. We come back and we're sitting there talking. She was talking about her new phone or whatever. We come back and her significant other comes out and she was talking about because she wanted us to go to Midway, which is the little Ferris wheel, which I was gonna go anyway. So when she was talking about that, I was like, okay, no biggie. We get there. Oh no, before we get there, her significant other, I'm gonna keep saying her significant other, starts talking about, because I was like, "Do you want to go?" She's like, "No, I'm not gonna go. I'm just gonna stay in the house." I was like, "You've been a hermit. Like, who does that? Like, who sits in the house and stay all clustered?" Excuse me, in a house. Who does that? That's just crazy. That's sad. She's like, "No, I'm gonna talk to the spirits. I'm going to go and light my candles." And I'm like, oh, "Okay, well, have a good life. Go on ahead. God bless you, whatever." And she was like, I'm a witch. I'm a witch." And the whole thing, she just kept telling me that. I'm like, "I don't care. I don't care, right? I don't care, right?" So I'm sitting here and I'm like, "Why is she trying to get me to agree? Like, that's what you do, then that's what you do." So, anyhow, my friend, she gets in the car. we go to the place, and I noticed like when I did that, it set myself back because I was late for my conference call. Yeah, I was so mad yesterday. I was late for everything, so it set me back, and I was like, why did I even have this? Like, was this intentional? And then not only that, when I drop her off, both of them start talking about tarot cards, and I hate tarot cards. I hate tarot cards. I remember that when I was in St. Jude, there was a social worker or case manager. She was all into it. She was talking about how she had got over this guy, manipulating her and doing the same crazy thing that my ex was doing. But I noticed that something was off about her. And at that time, I didn't understand, and I did not know what those cards, what they were called, but I've seen them before for sure. And I've heard people talk about them, but I had never seen them in real life. No, like real life up close within like 2 feet. The first time I saw it was with this guy. His name was Byron. Yeah. Brian. Yeah, it was Brian. And he was that guy was homeless. I was walking, and that's a whole nother story, y'all. That's a whole nother story, which I believe some destiny changing, but it's coming back around. Don't worry. But yeah, so she was talking about, I do tarot cards, and I couldn't even believe what my friend said during that time. She gonna say, it's not bad. It's not bad. And she's telling her friend, like her girlfriend, like, okay, or her significant other that, well, Belle's a witch too, because she's from Haiti. That's the first thing people try to say. Oh, well, she's Haitian. She knows about it. Yes, I know about it, but every Haitian does not practice witchcraft. Okay. If anything, we know and got enough sense to run from that crap. You so busy trying to act like you learning something, and so easy to be chained up when we trying to break free. I don't understand it. I don't understand it like at all. People are breaking free in other countries, are breaking free from these curses, from all this craziness, and you being a jackrabbit walking into it when you was already free. God has set you free. Who the Son sets free is free indeed. Son says free is free indeed. Not S-U-N, S-O-N. But anyhow, so she's like, oh no, that's not bad. It's not bad. And she was like, let me just get away from Belle because I don't want to scare her. I was like, you're not scaring me. I'm not. To this point, it's just like, I know what it is. And it seems like to me, it's like she's trying to get a rise out of me. As far as, am I supposed to be scared? I done had these attacks too many times to be afraid. It's one thing and I remember as a kid being bullied and people just trying to beat me up. And I remember people hitting me or trying to manipulate me to boss me around and do just dumb stuff. And it's just like, and a lot of them knew that I would wrangle their necks. I would wrangle their necks effortlessly. But they have this old small-minded thing that they have to go thinking that they're dominating people. And it's like, the reason why I'm doing this is because you really do need help. You really do need help. It says the meek will inherit the earth. Doesn't mean the strong. The meek is actually the truly strong, because they could have knocked you out, but they're doing it in a different way. But anyhow, yeah, she was just trying to get a rise at me, and I'm sitting here like, why is this always happening? Why do they always want to come? And it's not even her. I mean, I've just been coming in contact with so many. I used to be so fearful and just run from them, especially when they see your light. But it's to the point where if you're going to sit there and attack me every single day anyway, I might as well stand up for myself and fight. I might as well. It makes no sense. It makes no sense. That's how I feel about when I was a kid, y'all. It got worse. Things used to get just worse and worse and worse until I just got to the point and said, no, I'm not doing it. And then when they push me all the way to the corner, and then they think that you ain't going to fight back. And then when you do, and you knock them out, and you knock them cold out, And I'm telling you how I used to fight was crazy. Then they'd be like, oh, they call her Tyson. She crazy. Then they'll try to leave you alone. Or then they try to be your friend. And it's like, it shouldn't even have to come to that. It really shouldn't have to come to that. And for anybody who practice that, that's your business. That's your business. My thing is, don't come to me. Don't come for me, because I'm not about that. I'm not about that. And then once you come for me, which my Bible say I'm able to defend myself. My God says I'm able to defend myself. And I defend myself by standing in his word and letting God fight my battles. Now, you brought your entity. I'm going to bring my God. I'm going to bring my God who is over everything. So go ahead. You can go ahead and do what you may and not harm anyone. When you come and you try to change and alter my life, and you try to make my life worse or oppress me or depress me or possess me, then guess what? You have now tried to do ill will. So according to your own law, you gotta fight. You gotta face that judgment. You gotta face that punishment. That's what people don't understand. That's what people don't understand. That's why I don't go back, and I even had to learn not to even say witchcraft prayers back. There was so many times I almost like did some stuff that I know that my father's aunt would be into doing if somebody was doing these crazy things to me. But being a believer, being a true believer of Jesus Christ, Yahweh, Yeshua HaMashiach, like being a true born believer, I have to let all of that go and surrender and let God do it. And some people have it in their mind, just because you ain't said nothing, just because you haven't did nothing yet, just because they don't see anything, that they got away with doing all this crazy stuff to you. They really think they do. But nothing goes unpunished. Nothing goes away unpunished, and don't think that you got away. Don't think that you're getting away because you think that you're clever, because God makes the wise look foolish. He makes the wise look foolish. So yeah, I just wanted to say that because it is so crazy, and witchcraft is becoming rampant because people are getting hurt. People are getting hurt everywhere, especially people who claim they are spiritual leaders. That's why the Bible says, seek understanding of him. Learn him for yourself. You are supposed to learn him for yourself. How you gonna learn him for yourself? Read his word. He put his word above his name. Read it. Now, when I came in contact with people who was doing that, and I didn't even, and God showed me, guess what I had to do? Repent, turn away from them, and go about my business. Now, for that situation, guess what? Baby girl on block. Look, I learned my lesson. That it took a little bit longer. It hurt me a little bit longer in the long run because I probably wouldn't have had those astral projections towards me. I wouldn't have had to do those spiritual battles. Fighting in your sleep, that is a spiritual battle, okay? Don't let anyone try to fool you and say, oh, it's just a dream. You better treat that dream just like it's reality. Treat that dream. I don't care. See, people could say, oh, yeah, well, if you have that, then that's kind of normal. Or they tell you, if you believe this way about it, then it's unnormal. I don't give a care. You treat things. This is what they tell you in psychology. You treat things, or say, for instance, if somebody was to threaten you, you've never seen them actually do it. You're going to treat them as if their intentions are real. That's the exact same way that you're going to act in the dream world. If you see something in the dream, I don't care. I don't care what it is. Y'all, I'm telling you, sometimes them dreams, if you act just like it is in real life, man, them dreams going to go away. They're going to stop playing with you. They're going to stop playing with you. So that's what I wanted to say about that. I hope it didn't get too deep. Well, you know what? I don't even care anymore. Because it seems like dumbness is getting played up as if that's the real, and the real is getting hidden as if it's just false. And these people just walking around like total zombies, spiritually dead, thinking that they're getting so much spiritually inclined when they losing everything that they actually originally had that was in them by doing this demonic stuff. Yeah. And a lot of people, you don't understand that witchcraft is not about someone saying that they they just coming out saying that they hate God, because that's not it. But your actions, like I said, actions speak louder than words. You deal with a person by their fruit, and because you do that, um we're not supposed to judge by how people say, "Oh, I believe in God." If my God says, "You forsake all other gods when you worship Him." There's no other God before Him. All the others are nothing compared to Him. Nothing. There's none before Him. None. Above, beneath, below the ground, above the ground, on the ground, above the ground, around the ground. Nothing. You know. So for someone to say that they believe in God and they believe in Jesus Christ, but then they also believe in Buddha or the elements, because they won't even say that no more. They used to say Buddha or Muhammad or any stuff like that. They don't even say that. They don't even say that. They say, I'm believing in the elements, or the thing, the Big Bang Theory, the thing that makes the egg crack, that makes the egg go boom and turns into a human. That's what I believe. The energy of God. I don't believe in God, but I believe in His energy, His power, and that's why you'll see a lot of people, like I talk about, you'll see a lot of people applying God's principles, and you see them with results, but they don't believe in the Creator. They believe in what He has to offer, so but yeah, I just kept asking myself, why is this constantly happening to me? Why do I keep going through this? Why do I have to keep seeing this? And it gets even more intense. It's like the more I see, the more God starts showing me a lot of the people that were around me really don't believe in God. They really are using. I saw one of the people that I was close to. God had told me to stay away from that person too, and I gave him some distance. But I saw them with this little. It was like this little round little I want to say a chalice, but it was like a medallion thingy on their doorway. uh and it was on all four of their doorways. Not all four of them, but I mean every door entrance, from the beginning door to the bathroom door to the bedroom door to the closet, the medallion was there. And it wasn't like a hanging piece, it was a circle thing, but it was like something in Chinese writing, but I don't know how. I remember it was saying like the spirit of a tiger or something. Every time people would go through there, even myself, I could see myself you just have a lot of rage and just craziness, like what the heck. So, and this person, later I found out, was into a lot of things that criminal activity. For I don't even understand why. I really don't. And would get into jail and get right back out. But I noticed that, like, God was just showing me like different things. How people would say, "Oh, they believe in God," but then they will also do a lot of chants, or they would also do a lot of things like put salt on the four corners of your house, or put onion juice. That's another one. People always say that, especially people who are African descent, or when I say African descent, it means the colored cultures of the world, meaning Colombia and North, South America, dark skinned people, y'all. And when I say dark skinned people, it's some people that's orange. Yeah. Well, a lot of Celtic people that do that too. God was showing me that. But what I'm talking about, as far as putting honey and lemon and sugar in the corner of your house and putting salt in it, that's not of God. You just get another entity to protect you from the other energy that they have, and so they, you getting a bigger. Yeah, that's not right. That's not right. When God don't tell you to sprinkle nothing in your house, put no lemons in the corner, He didn't tell you to do none of that. He didn't tell you none of that. I even had to keep myself with that, because some of the things that I was learning about, and you don't even think that you are. Put some turpentine. Y'all know, y'all done heard that. The lemon, put the lemon in the corner with the salt. There's a lot of people who do that here. and they don't look like me, and they don't think I'll be peeping out listening to them. I see it. I see it. Some of that is unintentional, meaning they learned it from generations behind, just like I did, but others are intentional. So, yeah, that's why I wanted to make this video, because I was like, why does this keep happening to me? Why do I keep finding these people? Why are they so attracted to me? Well, understand this: new levels, new devils. Okay, the closer you try to get to God, the more the enemy comes near. Um, the enemy does like light. It blinds them, but they want to be close to the light because they want to mimic the light. Okay, so don't be surprised when you start going up that these things are happening. So yeah, I'm gonna get off of here. Hopefully something I said or done will help you on your journey. Please stay tuned to Journey to Jerusalem, and thank you so much, and thank you for allowing me to be honest and real on this channel. It takes a lot of courage, but I know that God is we're gonna all have to answer to God, on what we did as our contribution and how did we make things better. Truth stands on its own, meaning that truth will still be the truth if it came out of my dog's mouth, if it came out of the sewer, if it came out from the man of the gutter, if it came out from the president of the United States. Okay. So just understand that a lie will still be a lie, but it can be covered. Okay. A lie is a lie hands down, but we see that a lot of people will take the lie because it came from somebody that looks good or what we're used to. Look at our society today. We're taking, all you got to do is dress the part and people believe you. So, or look the part or talk the part instead of finding out for yourself. So, yeah, I'm going to get off of here. Hopefully something I said or done will help you on your journey. Please stay tuned to Journey to Jerusalem. Thank you.